Hey guys, Manic here with Manic Conspiracies, and today we are going to be covering the strange disappearance of Timothy Pitson that happened in 2011. This whole case boggles me, and I have a couple different thoughts on it. So basically, Timothy was born in Aurora, Illinois, to parents James Pitson and Amy Joan Marie Fry Pitson in 2004. On May 11th, 2011, his father dropped him off at his kindergarten class at Greenman Elementary School. His mother then checked him out of class between 8:10 and 8:15 a.m., citing a non-existent family emergency, meaning she literally took him out for a family emergency that wasn't even real. So right there, this seems like this was all planned out. She dropped her vehicle off at a repair shop at 10 a.m. An employee of the shop drove Pitson and her son to the Brookfield Zoo. They returned and retrieved their vehicle at 3 p.m. and drove to the Key Lime Cove Resort in Gruny, Illinois, where they spent the night. The next morning, the pair drove to the Kalahari Resort in Wisconsin Dells, Wisconsin, and were spotted on security footage in the checkout line at 10 a.m. the next day. Timothy has not been seen or heard from since. So between 12 p.m. and 1:30 p.m. on May 13th, Fry Pitson, which was the mother, telephoned several family members, including her mother and brother-in-law, telling them that she and Timothy were safe and not in any danger. Cell phone records indicated that calls were made from an area northwest of Sterling near Route 40. She failed to contact her husband, however, who had been attempting to locate the pair after being notified by his son's school that he was not present when he arrived to pick him up at the end of the day. Timothy was heard in the background during the calls saying that he was hungry. At 7:25 p.m. that evening, the mom was seen alone on security cameras at a Family Dollar store in Winnebago, where she purchased a pen, notepaper, and envelopes. At 8 p.m., she was sighted at a Sullivan's food store in Winnebago, again unaccompanied by anybody, especially her son. At 11:15 p.m., she checked into the Rockford Inn at Rockford, where sometime that night or the next morning, she took her own life by slashing her wrists and neck and taking an overdose of antihistamines. At 12:30 p.m. on May 14th, her body was found by a hotel maid along with a note. In the note, she apologized for the mess she had created and explained that Timothy would never be found, but was safe with people who would care for him. So, police found the knife that she used to kill herself contained only her blood, but that a concerning amount of blood found in the car belonged to her son Timothy. However, a family member later revealed that it was likely the remnants of a nosebleed Timothy had suffered in the car earlier that month. It was also noted that the mother's cell phone was missing. An examination of her vehicle revealed that it had been parked in a grassy area, possibly near a stream, but close to a highway. In 2013, her cell phone was located beside Route 78, but the discovery didn't bring any new evidence. James Pitson stated that he believes his son is still alive. The case was broadcast on the American television series Live PD in the Missing segment on August 25th, 2018. There was a hoax reappearance. In April of this year, 2019, local residents in Newport, Kentucky called the police to report a teenager wandering the streets after running across a bridge over the Ohio River. When police found the shaken and distraught boy, he told them he was Timothy Pitson. The next day, the Louisville, Kentucky officer of the FBI revealed via Twitter that the boy in their custody was not Pitson. Aurora Police spokesman Sergeant Bill Rowley said, "Although we are disappointed that this turned out to be a hoax, we remain diligent in our search for Timothy, as our missing persons case remains unsolved." The man who claimed to be Pitson was found to be a 23-year-old Brian Michael Rennie. He was released from Belmont Correctional Institution in Ohio less than a month prior to his claim, after serving 14 months on charges of burglary, a third-degree felony, and vandalism, a fifth-degree felony, out of Medina County, Ohio. So my thoughts on this, I definitely think this was all premeditated. I think she had a plan from the start. I think she knew she was going to take her son out of school, and I think she knew she was going to kill herself. Again, this was all planned out. I think that with the fact that she took him to different amusement parks and the zoo, I think that she was trying to make his last days feel special and normal. I personally don't believe Timothy Pitson is alive. And it's sad. You know, I think that a big factor was that the mom killed herself, said he was safe, but that he'd never be found. The fact that, you know, because this was a 6-year-old boy when he went missing. So, but my thing is, I think that he's dead. I think she killed him before she left to go to that grocery store where she was seen on camera, but she was alone. She was just alone. And I think that's when she came to the other hotel and she killed herself. I don't know how he would have died. I don't know how she would have done it. I mean, again, he was a 6-year-old boy. But I think that the whole thing is real strange to me. But just a couple days of leading up to, you know, her death makes me really think that she killed her son. And I don't know if the family was religious at all, but I do know, you know, a lot of Christians and religious people talk about heaven and, you know, you get to be with your family members. And so I guess a big piece of that suicide letter of, you know, he's safe, you know, with family. I think she was saying that you'll never find him because he's dead with me. You know, and that's just awful. It's a very, very sad case. And it shouldn't be. You know, it shouldn't have happened. And I think that the school should have called the father. I think that we need to implement a law in school where if one parent takes out the child, that the other parent is notified, you know, just so that way, because this all could have probably been prevented had the school called the father and said, hey, you know, your wife just came in and took out Timothy for a family emergency. Because then maybe he could have, you know, caught up with them and stopped it, ultimately. I'm not blaming the school. I'm not blaming anybody. That's my thoughts. My personal theory on this is that the boy is deceased, and that he was killed by his mother. But I'm very interested to hear your guys' thoughts on this. My condolences go out to the father and the rest of the family. This is just an awful, awful thing. Anybody's children who goes missing, and I mean, it's just awful. So I really hope that, you know, if he is still alive, I do hope they find him someday and bring him back home to his father. But I'm curious, what do you guys think? Do you think he's still alive? Do you think he's dead? You know, what do you guys think on all this? So let me know down in the comments, and as always, like and subscribe, as I make videos all the time. So peace out, guys.